Yo, we lit, we live, Skol Gang in the house, hosted by D-Roy, you know we about. Colin and Moneyapple is bringing that fire, Vikings pride, we never tire. In the land of the purple, we rep all day, Skol Gang 365, that's how we play. Football season's here, you know the drill, so kick back tight as we keep it real. Rumors flying high, breaking news on the line, from the dome to the field. Vikings gonna shine, we're not worried about the Bears, Lions or the Pack, just a Viking ship sailing, ain't no looking back. Fuck the Bears, fuck the Lions, fuck the Packers too. If you're with the Skol Gang, then you know we coming through. Get your Viking news and rumors here first. In D-Roy's lair, yeah, we quench that thirst. Catch us in the locker room, scheming on a play. Colin got the stats, knows the game like a ballet. Pop us in the zone, brings the heat like a blast.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
How's it going? Happy Saturday night, Skol 365 podcast. I'm doing this against my wishes, not my wishes, but it's just me right now. I don't know why I'm doing this. We got to have a show on Saturday nights. I'm not going to deprive you guys. It's going to be a lot of awkward silences, a lot of rambling. If I could get some comments in to at least answer some comments and questions to help keep the flow going, that'd be great. Training camp week started for everybody. Breaking news after our practice was Josh Metellus got extended 3 years, $36 million, I believe it was, with like $24 million guaranteed. So that's huge. The Vikings don't really have any long-term answers at safety. Harrison Smith's obviously in his last year. Besides Metellus and Harrison Smith, we don't really have a lot. So that was good to see that get done. Just kind of looking at some, whatever you consider training camp highlights to be. There's not even a pass rush or an O-line. It's just the quarterback standing back there, free thrown. But McCarthy's arm looked pretty good today. He had a nice little 50 yards through the air to Addison. You could say it was slightly underthrown because Addison had to slow down maybe a half step to catch it. But it was a nice 50-yard throw. He had a couple lasers in the red zone drills. I think I saw that he went 3 for 5 in the red zone. But again, it's training camp. There's no D-line. There's no O-line. It's just making sure he knows the playbook and makes the reads. Probably the best play I saw him make of the videos I watched was this lead to Hawkinson. He threw it before Hawkinson even broke his route. So that kind of anticipatory throw for only being, day 3, day 4 of training camp was nice to see, especially because he didn't practice last year. This is the first time practicing with the starting unit, and it looks like they already have some decent chemistry. Obviously, sucks that Justin Jefferson has the hamstring tweak because you really want them to get those reps. But Jefferson's a pro. He plays well with no matter who's the quarterback. He's always putting up numbers. Addison looks great. Jalen Naylor, not so great. He had a couple bad drops there. One of them was a nice little pass breakup from Byron Murphy. But still, you're in a contract here. You've put on this weight. Changed your number to number 1. You've got this hype about hey, he's going to show out this year, and you're just dropping pretty easy passes. So that's not great. Chicago, whatever, the whole first day with having to pull Caleb out on 7-on-7s, or at least the whole starting offense because they couldn't get lined up right. It's a whole new offense. It's a whole new coaching scheme. No one's going to hate on him for that. Sounds like they did a lot better today. A little more, I guess, polished what you want to see, so that's good. Haven't seen a damn thing from Packers camp. Can't comment on them at all. Haven't really seen anything on Lions camp either. From what I was told earlier, there's been some fighting, which is just kind of Dan Campbell's thing. I guess they're getting a little physical considering it's not padded yet, and some players are getting chirpy, but that's what happens when you're the team that bites kneecaps, I guess. I think everybody outside of Detroit kind of expects them to take a little bit of a step back this year with the injuries. I think they should go after Christian Wilkins. I know he's obviously still coming off that injury, but there's a month left until the season. He's going to be cheap because he's still getting a lot of money from the Raiders. It wouldn't hurt to look at him. But yeah, training camp. It's finally here. We got football on Thursday with the Hall of Fame game. So I know everyone's going to be excited talking about that, just to watch maybe 5 minutes of the first quarter and turn it off. So yeah, now here's where it comes to the awkward silence. Because again, it's just me. I have yet to get a comment in the chat. and there's really not a whole lot going on. So if I could get some comments, so this isn't so awkward. I see there's 20 of you watching. What else can we talk about? The news throughout the week of Chicago wanting to draft J.J. McCarthy #1 overall, but they decided not to. I don't know if it's because the pressure to get Caleb Williams was so much, because he was the de facto, you got to draft this guy, he's going to be the next Mahomes, yada, yada, yada. But there are reports that Ryan Poles said that he was considering drafting J.J. McCarthy overall. And I think because of that, the fact that McCarthy has looked pretty sharp through the first week of training camp, I've seen Bears fans on Twitter getting a little chirpy, making up shit, and showing highlight reels or lowlight reels, I should say, from last year's training camp when he was an actual rookie throwing to backups and saying, "Oh, look at how bad he looks." And it's just not the case from any beat writer that's actually been at practice. He had about 2 bad plays today, kind of worm burns, throwing him in the dirt. But again, he made up for it with that 50-yard through the air pass to Addison for what would have been a touchdown, whatever. And he had a nice little 60-yard pass through the air that hit Naylor, but Naylor dropped it on a pass breakup from Byron Murphy. So I think Bears fans are you're going to be on watch if you go through Justin Fields and Caleb Williams in the span of 4 years, and the Vikings finally draft one guy semi-high, and he ends up being better than any quarterback you've had in the last 20 years, which isn't hard. It's Chicago. You guys just don't do well with quarterbacks, whether they're free agents or drafted. So, yeah, I think I might just end this stream a little early. Again, wanted to at least get something going. Um, Not a whole lot to talk about, and it's just awkward at this point. Never should have started this live, but at least 24 of you can sit there and laugh at me for being an idiot. Um, I don't know if anybody is watching. If they do want to comment, how do you think the division's going to go? Do you think it's going to go like last year, where Detroit's just the surefire lead? Do you see Chicago somehow all of a sudden clicking with an entirely new coaching staff and kind of a question mark at quarterback? Do you see Green Bay finally stepping up with drafting Matthew Golden and getting their first legit wide receiver one? If he ends up being that, do you think Minnesota, because they were only one game away from Detroit last year, improved the D line, improved the O line? Darrisaw and Will Fries, neither one of them are starting the season on the pup list, which means that they are closer to being healthy than they're not. They expect Will Fries to start practicing maybe this next week, hopefully. And Darrisaw, I mean, he got hurt pretty mid-season. So if he's even able to play in the first 3 to 4 weeks, that's a huge recovery for an offensive tackle, especially one as good as Darrisaw, because he's obviously a top 5 tackle in the league. I think if McCarthy is going to have a good season, it's going to have to be behind an O-line that can actually block more than 3 seconds. I think that's obviously the success for any team. If you saw Kansas City in the Super Bowl when they got trumped and only put up 9 points, it's because they basically had an all backup O-line. And no matter how good you are, if you're running for your life after 2 seconds, we saw it with Sam Darnold last year. The first half of the season, he was balling out because we had Darrisaw. When Darrisaw went down, Brendel at left guard started to struggle. Bradbury was a tiny, tiny human being for a center, so he was just never very good. We obviously fixed that with drafting Donovan Jackson, signing Ryan Kelly, signing Will Fries, hopefully getting Darrisaw back. So I think McCarthy should at least have some protection. I saw the run blocking from the O-line today, and they're opening up some decent holes. I'm really, really excited to see Jordan Mason. We've lacked a good running back. I mean, Aaron Jones had a career season last year in yards, but he barely broke the goal line. I think we had maybe 6 rushing touchdowns the entire season. So it's nice to have a running back. He looks a lot like Dalvin Cook, Jordan Mason does. He's a very powerful runner. He was 3rd in the league last year in yards after contact. He also averaged 5.5 or 5.3 yards per carry, and he looked pretty good. So the Vikings should have a really good offense. I think that they're going to at least be second division. I don't see them taking a major step back. They obviously, McCarthy pans out, and as we're hoping he can be, they should win the division. I do think, obviously, being a homer, that the Vikings have the best roster in the division. It is really just J.J. McCarthy. So we will see. I'm probably going to end the podcast now. So thanks to the 29 of you for watching me for the last 10 minutes. I'm sorry that no one else decided to show up. I'm sorry I have nothing to talk about. Maybe next week the show will be back to its regularly scheduled programming. You all have a good night and Skol.
Yeah, yo, it's game time, ain't no messing around. Huddle Sports Network, the best in town. From NFL rumors to the latest trends, we got all your sports, just tune in, my friends. Catch us on Roku, Fire Stick, take your pick. Facebook, YouTube, where the action's slick. Daily shows that drop like a bomb. From 10 to 11, it's Ken and Ken, stay calm. Huddle up, catch the vibe, feel the rush. Get your news, get your fills in the clutch. Over 27 podcasts, we breaking it down. Join the team, Huddle Sports, wear the crown. Live every weekday, it's how we roll. Lions Talk with Jeremy B, we taking a stroll. From 11 to 12, don't miss a beat. We break down the game, make the info sweet. The Daily Huddle Podcast, noon to 1. CST Zone, we're just having fun. Toss your doubts, we bring the facts. Tune into the Huddle.